Hello and welcome back everyone for another PKIdeas shorts video. This is the 13th video in this whole series and the 12th one for this year. So today what we're going to look at is a popular game between Polugaevsky Lev as white and Nezhmetdnivov Rashid as black. So the game started off with the first move d4 followed by knight f6, c4, d6, knight c3. Now this opening is the old Indian defense without knight f3. So in this position usually what white plays is knight to f3. So what happened in the game was knight to c3, after which e5 was played, e4, e takes d4, queen takes d4, knight to c6, queen to d2, g6, b3, bishop to g7, bishop b2, castles, bishop d3, knight g4, knight ge2, queen h4, knight to g3, and knight g to e5. Now here in this position what I want you to notice is the position of the black queen over here and which way black's pieces are pointing. So as you can see in this position, this knight over here is planning to go to over here. So what Black's general plan can be seen here is that he is trying to checkmate the white king in any means possible and to try and make him castle to the queen side. Because notice in the queen side that white does not have the defense of his pawns anymore, but rather his pieces are over there. So once black swaps off all the pieces on the white's queen side, he will be able to attack the white king. So what white really wants to do is to castle kingside, and so to stop that what black has done is moved his queen out. Now here in this position, instead of knight e5, I found a better move, and that is to play bishop to d4. What bishop to d4 is that it increases the pressure on this f2 pawn over here. So as you can see, this f2 pawn has two attackers and one indirect attacker, the queen on h4. So what white's reply is going to be probably to play knight to d1, after which black can play f5. The idea about f5 is that black is trying to bring his bishop on c8 into action. So after f5 and e takes f5, maybe bishop takes f5. As you can see in this position, there are lots of attacking threats, probably to play rook check over here. And in this variation you can see that white's pieces are miscoordinated and they're not looking good. And so we go back to what actually happened in the game, knight g to e5, which is also another good move, after which castles was played, f5, f3, bishop h6, queen d1, f4, knight ge2, g5, and knight to d5 and g4. Now in this position you can see what is called a pawn storm. Over here black has managed to move his two pawns on f7 and g7 upwards to f4 and g5. What this does is that it increases the pressure on white and tries to open up white's kingside pawns. So after which g3 was played, f takes g3, h takes g3, queen to h3, f4, bishop e6, bishop c2, rook f7, king f2. Now in this position we see that the king is on the run. The black queen has chances of attacking him and chase him away. So queen h2, king e3, bishop takes d5, c takes d5, knight b4, rook h1. Now here in this position Nezhmetdnivov did something really powerful. He sacrificed the queen. So rook takes f4 was what he played, and here in this position rook takes h2 was played, rook to f3 check, king d4, bishop g7 and a4. Now what I want you to do in this position is, it's black's move and I want you to find checkmate in 8 moves. If you can't do it over the board by just looking at the video, then pause it and set it up on a board and try to solve it this way. Alright, so have you got it? The move is c5 check. After c5 check, d takes c6, b takes c6, bishop d3, knight e takes d3 check from the bishop on g7, king to c4, d5 check, e takes d5, c takes d5, king b5, rook b8, king a5, and knight to c6, check. And afterwards, in this position, what white could play is something like rook over here, but to no avail. It's rook g6, checkmate, and so it's checkmate in 8 moves. So what I want you to learn about in this game is to never let go of the pressure. All throughout black's play, he maintained the pressure on the white king and finally checkmated him. And so I want you to notice, if you go back through the game, black started his pressure on the king straight after knight to g4, which is the 9th move of the game, and the game finished in 33 moves. So from moves 9 to 33, black managed to retain the pressure and managed to drive the white king into a corner on the side of the board where he is vulnerable, and managed to checkmate him. And so that being said, I will see you next time.